Hello and welcome to Make Some Noise. This is episode number 12, and our guest for today is Autumn Academy. And once again, I got to thank my wonderful co host, Jamie Bostel. Jamie, you kind of got a relationship with these guys. So why don't you introduce the guys and to talk about how you know them?
Well, I've known Brandon and the bass player. I can't remember the bass player's name. I'm sorry. Um, Brandon, I've known Jose, and the bass player. I've known them a while. I've known them 10 years now.
Yeah, it's been a while. Been long. Yeah, 10 years, I want to say, probably longer for me. I've known you since I was younger.
Oh wow. Okay, I
Yeah.
didn't know that. Um, but I had Autumn Academy when he said earlier. They opened up for Praise the Fallen at the Rack House. It was like 10 years ago,
Oh,
acoustic.
wow. Wow. So you guys have been together 10 years. Wow, that's quite impressive.
Well, they've been through, like I said, Brandon's went through different members. He had Andrew on drums before, and I don't remember the drummer's name before that. Um, but
I
they,
just think any band that's been together 10 years, I mean, most bands, you're lucky if you make it that long, right?
yeah,
Yeah. And so, Jose, are you
Brandon Cromer. That's right. They're both
okay?
Brandons.
Two Brandons. Wow, wow, wow. So, Jose, are you a frontman?
No, I'm the drummer.
Oh, the
Yeah,
drummer. Okay, okay. So, let's start off with you, Jose. I always love to ask people, like one when I heard the band's name, that's what really kind of grabbed me immediately. The name, I thought, what a cool sounding name. How did you guys come up with that?
So they came up with that name before I joined.
Oh,
I think what they were, if I'm not mistaken, Brandon, I think um, there was there was something they were doing as far as figuring out what the name of the band was going to be because it used to be 45 to Argus, and
yes.
they came up with I think it was Autumn. I think the first part of it was Autumn, I believe. Brandon, are you here? Can you correct me on that?
Can you not see me?
There
yeah,
you are.
we
What's
can see you.
up?
Yeah,
Yeah, I
I've
see
been
you.
here. Yeah, I've been here. I don't know if you guys can see me or not.
I can
yeah,
see
yeah,
you now.
I got my camera on and everything. I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah. You're
Can
on,
you
my
can you
friend.
see me, Jose?
Yep.
I can see you.
Okay. All right. I've just been a ghost. Spooky. Yeah. The band name. Long ago, we wanted to figure out a cool band name. What do most people around the age of 20 do? Go online, band name generator. We're trying to figure stuff out. Not so much as like to get like the name, but to get inspiration. It's helpful when you can see a bunch of cool different words that you're not thinking of at the time. Eventually, we stumbled upon Academy, and we're like, Academy is a cool name. We don't see that in a lot of band names. I
Yeah.
think the only band name that we saw was like the Academy is before at that time,
Okay.
maybe.
Yeah,
But we were
yeah.
like, you know what? There's, not a lot of band names like that. But Academy is like an interesting one. And then we were talking about our favorite season, which is fall, and then we were like, oh, Autumn Academy. We like alliteration. It's easy to go by. Um, it just rolls off the tongue, and we were like, that kind of sounds cool. We weren't sure about it at the time, but we were
It
like,
really
screw
does,
it, let's just
Brandon. And
do it.
as far as the name generator, I'm just learning about this. This is a great thing to kind of educate bands on because I never heard of it. But you know, a band name is so important too for promoting the band. But you'd be amazed when I've like searched for bands. Even like just on Facebook. I put in the band name and maybe there's more, not even a band, but like just an entertainer or something with using the same stage name, and you'd be amazed at all the different things that come up. So
Oh,
it's really important to kind of have that specified name that belongs to you
Mhm.
only.
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
So
And so,
not too interesting of a story of how we came up with a band name, but
yeah,
it
well,
definitely fits our vision,
yeah,
what we
yeah.
like, who
I
we
mean,
are.
I
It goes
think
along with it.
it rolls off the tongue, as you say. It's got a cool sound to it. That's kind of important. And talking about a rock band now, have you been in the band the whole 10 years?
Yeah,
So talk about
yeah.
how the band first got together, since you were there at the start.
Oh man. Well, the band has been around since 2019. The band is an evolution of a previous band upon a previous band upon a previous band. It was
Okay.
me going through middle school and high school, meeting with people within like a 50-mile radius, people that were interested in making music, met up with people, joined forces, separated from them, so on and so forth, multiple times. I could go on for half an hour
Oh,
about
wow. Okay.
how many
Oh
Okay.
people
yeah.
Wow.
have
Yeah.
separated. And it's not necessarily with bad terms. It's just, people grow up and they as we were growing up have different life paths. We've separated, I keep in touch with a lot of the same people. Some not so much, but it is what it is.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
That's life, right? I mean,
we
how many of us,
yeah.
when you graduate from high school, even you never see any of those people ever again,
Mhm.
unless you just happen to run into them one day, like when you're out and about running some errands. But I'm going to throw it to you, Jamie. So why don't you ask the guy some questions?
Oh, I don't know. I've known Brandon a while. Yeah, like I said, they opened for us like 10 years ago, but they were 45 to Argos then. That's right. And I just knew when I heard these guys, I'm like, man, that guy's a good songwriter, and he's gonna come out with some good stuff. And for sure, I've just watched Brandon grow. And as Brandon knows, we both have experienced. We've went through, like he said, you go through different members. Some people you stay in touch with. Some people you'd rather just move on. And the songs that Brandon writes and these guys put together are just great. They're fantastic. They're a great band live, and I can't talk about them enough. I tell people about them everywhere when I'm out of town or anywhere I'm at, and we're talking music. I always bring up Brandon. I tell him about you guys. Got to look out for Autumn Academy.
Now let's talk about the music, guys. If somebody wants to check out your music, is it up on YouTube? Do you have physical releases people can purchase? Let's talk about that.
Nothing
Sure.
physical right now, but we do have. You can find us on all music streaming platforms, all the major music streaming platforms: Tidal, Spotify, Google Music, Apple Music, um, Amazon Music. You can find us on all the major music streaming platforms. YouTube, if I didn't say that already, but I think that's all of them. You'll never find us on SoundCloud, but yeah, you can
SoundCloud.
find us on pretty much everything else.
Yeah,
Uh,
Everything
yeah,
Nation, man.
yeah, yeah. I do understand that's kind of a modern way, in the music industry of releasing stuff. But are you guys working towards like a full length album, an EP, or are you kind of doing it the modern way and releasing like one or two songs at a time?
I'll take that. So, first of all, thank you, Jamie, for saying all the kind words a minute ago. I really appreciate that.
Oh yeah, dude.
You're
You
a
mean
cool
lots
guy.
to me.
The process that we've been going with is focused on singles, more or less.
Yeah, yeah,
Um, and the reason being mainly is it's a lot easier to market multiple singles versus just one whole album. With an
yeah,
album, you have 10 to 15 tracks maybe, and that's your product. One
yeah.
product, one album, 10 to 15 tracks, whatever the number is. You're pushing that. You're saying, hey, look out for this one thing, look out for this one thing. When it's out, great, it's done. All you can say is look out for this one thing. Why not spread that out amongst 2 years, right? You have
I
all
will
these different
say,
singles
I urge
released.
people to go check out your YouTube page. In prepping for the interview today, I was checking out all the music videos. I got to say, very impressive, guys. They're like
Yeah.
something you would have seen on MTV back in the day. I'd like to talk about this song, which really impressed me. Let's see, Hatred by Design. I mean, you don't get more metal sounding than that, but I love the video. Talk a little bit about the video and the song if you want.
Sure,
Yeah.
sure. What would you like to know about the video?
But like, okay, do you want to get into specifics about what the song specifically is about, or would you rather people kind of interpret it for themselves?
No, the song is a parallel. We try to demonstrate what what's kind of going on in the modern world. A lot of people are, it sounds so kind of fake, but corrupted by greed, right? There's a
Yeah,
lot of
yeah,
rich people out there.
yeah, yeah.
There's a big gap between the poorest people and the most rich people, and it's almost disgusting if you see the differences. And a lot of these people that don't make as much money, they work harder than some of these CEOs, some of these people that rake in the billions of dollars.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's easy to complain about it, but really what it is just putting it out there. We're just making a visual and an auditory
Sure.
representation of how we feel about that, how unfair sometimes it can be. And it almost feels like by design sometimes that people are supposed to be put down so a very few select at the top can keep
Sure.
rising and rising.
And like Hatred by Design, talk about the video as far as like how long did it take you to make the video? Where was it shot? Because again, it probably took you like, I don't know, an 8 hour day or something like that, but very professionally shot when you look at the video.
It was actually 2 days. There's this place in Niles. It is called the where we live. We're from Niles, Michigan. It's called the Underground Laugh Lounge, and it's a comedy, like stand up.
Yeah, yeah.
And so Sheila, who's the owner, her and her husband, I just like one day we were trying to think of where where we're going to have a setting for this video. And at the time, we were tossing up a lot of ideas as far as what the storyline's going to be, and so it called for like a something a really like something that would be really like niche setting. And so I had just like I was like, you know what, screw it, I'm just gonna reach out. I'm gonna email several of the local historic monuments in our area and see who reaches out. And I just reached out. I sent several emails, and then Sheila got back to me, and she was like, "Hell yeah, you can use the space."
That's
And
really
so she allowed us to use the speakeasy, which is on the second floor.
wow. How cool is that?
So she let us rearrange everything in there. We had to do a little bit of development now as far as getting the setting just right, like the lighting and everything like that. And it was a 2 day process in terms of recording
Wow.
the music video itself. From the narrative side of things to the performance side of things, because each day we had to kind of dedicate that day to
Certain scenes, yeah.
to the performance, and then to the narrative. But yeah, it was really cool. She allowed us to use that space. Thank you, Sheila, so much once again. If and when you see this, it was really awesome. I mean, they were super nice.
That's very cool. That friends like that.
Yeah.
Before you guys came online today, me and Jamie were talking about. I was listening to some music, and one of the songs him and I both equally loved was "Another Tomorrow." And I will say, it's kind of maybe the most different kind of sound, or a different sound, but in a good way, if you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, my favorite song by you guys is "Push It." I love that song, man. Yeah, that's my favorite. I know it's an older song, but I like that one a lot. A lot. Cliche is good, and Reset, of course, too. But I always thought you guys went out of town to do your music videos. I didn't know. Do you have that guy that does your videos? Who is he? He come here for you? Is that what he does?
This time around, it was someone newer that we worked with. I've actually known the videographer that did the video for Hatred by Design. I've known him for some years. When I was in my last band, he shot a music video for us. But normally, the person that we would go to, like for videos like Another Tomorrow and Cliche and Reset, we went to a guy down in St. Louis. His name is Juan Ibanez. Out of I can't remember the studio's name. Is it Stage something, Brandon? Stage.
27.
Yeah. Yeah. So but Alex Zarek is the person we worked with on the Hatred by Design music video. Really, really, really cool guy. Really fun person to work with.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that also the Juan Ibanez? Is that also your music producer you guys go to in St. Louis as well?
No.
You guys were going to Kansas or something, right? Is that right?
Sure. Yeah, we go down. It's below Kansas City in a little town called Derby. Producer's name is Chris Dawson is the guy, and he works with or has worked with multiple bands over the years. Saul, Lines of Loyalty, Any Given Sin, Outlier.
Oh wow.
Okay.
Quite a few good ones that are kind of popping off. So that's cool. Shallow Side, I think, is one of them.
Yep.
Okay. I knew you were traveling to get this stuff produced more, for sure. I don't know if it was
And Jose, wow. Jose, since you're the new guy in the band, I'd like to ask, you want to share with us like how you got the gig or learned of the gig? Like, did you know these guys previously?
So it started off when I was in the last band. It just started off as like I would just go to Guitar Center from time to time, and I would just pick up some gear, just some
Yeah, yeah.
sticks and stuff like that from time to time. And at that time, Brandon, the singer, was working at Guitar Center, and him and I just had like just cordial conversations back and forth. But we had a mutual friend in passing. Have a mutual friend that passed some years back that we just kind of gelled through conversations, and I had known of Brandon and the bands that he's been in or have started over the years, and I had reached out to him many years ago, and asked if he wanted to jam ever, and at that time he wasn't too privy on it, which is okay. Nothing bad was said. No,
No hard feelings.
yeah, no hard feelings whatsoever. And then obviously some years later when him and I kind of really gel and get to have a conversation, things happen the way that they do. Their drummer just before me, he kind of wanted to settle down and continue being the good father that he is. And Brandon hit me up in 2023 around I want to say September or
Okay.
October, and asked me if I wanted to come and just hang out and really get to know one another. And I don't know if I think it was the way it happened, at least to me, was it's more like can we be friends before we can really go down this path of writing music together and really investing in one another, and investing together into something that's bigger than ourselves, and that it worked out. I'm very
Yeah,
fortunate and very grateful.
that's
That's
cool. So when you joined, like, did they want, as far as you playing the parts the way the original drummer did, like stay pretty true to that, or were you allowed to kind of put your spin on it?
No, not necessarily. I kind of make it, I'm hard on myself, so I kind of make that a point to play it the way that the drummer did before me, just because I mean, he's so talented and he's so good at what he does. I feel like when he wrote those songs and did those parts, that those are like his babies, you know what I mean? And
Oh, sure.
I want to make sure that I'm living up to that as much as I
And
possibly
people
can.
tend to show the longtime fans they probably expect it to, be played the way it originally was, right?
Yeah, and obviously not every note for note is going to be the exact same,
Yeah.
but the cadence and how I play it and the energy I'll bring to it, I want to mimic, if not be better than that. So,
Okay, I'm going to throw it to you, Jamie. Take it.
Well, you said something that made me think when you said, Jose, we just got together and we focused on being friends. I personally have made that mistake where you get starry eyed. Somebody's really good, you bring them in the band, and then a few months later you don't like them. So I get that. It's important. That's how the my band now with Andy. That's what I did with Andy. You guys know Andy. I
mhm.
said, hey, let's just hang out and be friends. Let's focus. Let's see if we get along. Don't even touch the instruments. That's my point. Is that's a good idea, real good idea. I know I personally have made the mistake of just grabbing people and trying to fit people in a square box, square people in a round hole, basically, that don't fit. You know, and it's best to just sit down and have a drink and get to know each other first and figure out the plan together.
And then I believe, Jose, you were saying before we went on there here that you guys are getting ready to drop a new single. Do you want to at all
Yeah.
talk about that?
Yeah, we can. Brandon, you got anything you want to add to that?
It's cool. Cool.
That it
Good
is.
song.
Yeah. You guys want to announce? You can't announce it yet, or
Uh, we haven't put anything in motion as far as the announcements go. We just finished the music video not too long ago and we got the finalized version
be
back.
on the lookout for a new music video from these guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, it was it's one of those. It's normally when we go to our producer, we're pretty prepped as far as what we're going to do, and In this specific time, I don't think we weren't prepped to go there. I think we just were unsure of what song we wanted to do in tandem with the one that we already had. So Brandon wrote an amazing song to take down there, and we were like, with this second song, we were like, well, let's just work with the producer and we'll write a song while we're down there. So this song that we wrote with our producer is the song that is going to be next.
We'll have you guys back to talk about that once you can officially talk about it. But I urge people to go on the Academy Autumn Academy's YouTube page, because the songs are all very impressive, but the music videos to me just really, you can tell the pride and all the hard work you guys put into the videos. And for a band, at this level, it's amazing you guys put out such quality music videos.
Yeah. Well, earlier, Jason, Brandon was saying they focus on singles. I think that's also to focus on the videos. It all takes time.
Sure. Yeah.
All together as one. They're doing it right for sure. No doubt, man.
Yeah. In fact, how often do you guys play out live? Like, do you stay like pretty much in your home area, or do you go kind of different states?
Never, almost.
Yeah, we rarely play around locally.
Yeah.
They tour, Jason.
Yeah. So they tour. That's good. That's good, because as musicians, I bet it's fun to go outside of your local area, huh?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's different everywhere you go. In our particular area, me, Jose, and Jamie are all from the same kind of scene, almost basically the same scene.
Yeah.
I think I shouldn't speak for all of us. I'm going to speak for myself specifically. I don't think our music scene is very inclusive with all sorts of genres. I think it's very cliquey. A lot of people have friends and they go to their friends' shows. Nothing else.
Yep.
From what I've seen, I could totally be wrong. I'm just throwing it out there.
Not at all.
Other music scenes that we've been to when we're on the road, they give us so much love. We've been back. People come out. They're repeat, music lovers. They come out and they say, "We caught you guys, 6 months ago back at the blah 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 place." Same town, same whatever, same area.
Yeah,
Like, wow, you were at that show, and it's just crazy, like how much people love music in different parts of the.
Brandon, the point you just made is great, because I bet, talking a little bit about the power of the internet. Again, you guys are probably hearing from people, getting messages every day, on your site and that, about people loving your music in parts of the world, even, let alone your local area, that you had never even stepped foot in, to think that, oh, wow, on the other side of the ocean, they're listening to, or they're watching our latest, video.
Yeah, I mean, we've had a couple, like this most recent run we just did, we had a couple follow us. I mean, they followed us they followed us 2 or 3 shows straight, just like followed us while we were on the road.
Man. Wow.
Yeah, and it was funny because they were the same. It was really funny because they came to the most recent run we were on again, and caught us there too. And it's really cool to, before Autumn Academy, I never really had. I've never went on the road, so touring with Autumn Academy was the first time I ever got to tour. I ever got to really have that experience of.
That'd be fun. Wow. Well, I'd like to thank Brandon and Jose for coming on Make Some Noise. It's been episode number 12, and I'll let you wrap it up, Jamie.
I got a question for you. How come you guys didn't drop Wood as a single?
We made a music video for it and we put it out, and that was us dropping it as a single.
You did it in the bathroom.
Yeah, that was hilarious.
Yeah.
We shot the video for that with our normal video guy, and we were like, yeah, let's make a cool video. And he was like, what if I just put the camera on a jib, which is basically just like a teeter-totter almost, but for camera gear.
Wow.
Right.
And he's like, you stand there in the bathroom, drummer, you're in there, bass player, you're wherever you're at in the tub, I think. And he just did a one shot. He did it lazy, and we said it was lazy. And next time we saw him, he was like, man, I kind of regret doing it like that because it doesn't look good. I'm like, man, if only 3 guys had told you at the time that it didn't look good. But
song rock, whatever. You guys did a good job for sure. Have you guys played Detroit? Have you played the Diesel in Detroit?
Not Diesel. We've been to Detroit
The place is
before.
cool. I just played there last night, and like you said, out of town bands, man, there was a lot of love last night. My other band, Arson Radio, played there last night. I recommend it. You guys should play there. Yeah.
Nice.
Wow. Well, thanks, guys. This has been great talking to you. We'll have to have you back on the show. But man, I urge everybody to check out Autumn Academy. Great band. I think they're maybe the best kept secret as far as a great
yeah.
band. Yeah. Take care, guys. Bye-bye.
Thank you so much.
Take it easy, man. I'll see you soon.
Yep. Take it easy.